The First Lady of Florida showed up on the campaign trail in Iowa this weekend wearing this hideous black leather jacket. Real leather, mind you. No pleather down here in kill country. It's a murdered animal. That is, until it becomes legal to wear the skin of your enemies. I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah, it's Florida, so it's probably already legal. Casey DeSantis's black leather jacket had, of course, an American flag on the front. On the back, as you can see here, an alligator with its asshole pointed right at Walt Disney World Orlando. Added to that was the moniker "Where Woke Goes to Die," and the internet went crazy, nicknaming her Walmart Melania. Of course, that's referring to the time Melania Trump wore her coat with "I really don't care" written on the back as, I don't know, a comfort to the people she was visiting at the border. Why was she sent there anyway? Because she too was an undocumented immigrant until Trump got her that work visa for the underage modeling slash prostitution ring. Maybe she can understand their plight. Anyway, that was the past. That's the Melania part of the moniker, Walmart Melania. The Walmart part refers to, well, yeah, the Walmarty look of the jacket. Okay, now, what do we think of this name? I think it's really, really stupid. That's what I think, but far be it from people who want to make fun of other people to politically, think strategically when they're coming up with nicknames on the internet. The jacket is, well, not my style. But let's face it, a lot of people shop at Walmart. A lot of Democrats even shop at Walmart, especially the ones who were once in the middle class but now find ourselves less and less able to afford the necessities of life due to Republican policies that some of the other shoppers in there embrace wholeheartedly on their way to the gun section, which in my Walmart is right next to the toys. Not kidding. Maybe it's the embrace of the Walmart culture that the folks who named her Walmart Melania are talking about. I don't know, but I think it was a bad idea. There are two different kinds of Walmart shoppers: the kind that shop in there because there's bargains, because they're thrifty, because that's the good, that's all they can afford, and the people who embrace gun culture and leave a little tag on your car like they did to me saying I parked too GD close and I'm a stupido or whatever the hell they put on. It happened. Real story. Anyway, remember when the country aspired to be like Jackie O? Now everyone wants to be like Tacky O. It is hard to figure these MAGA publicans out. I mean, they love Walmart. They defend the hell out of it on their truck nut bumper stickers, but they vote for a slick, wealthy New Yorker who has never set foot even in a Target, much less a Walmart. Of course, he says that's not true. That's not true. I went to Walmart in 2017 on my tour of shithole countries. Meanwhile, Casey DeSantis wore the jacket to a charity biker rally, a telling voter demographic if I ever heard one, which of course her husband is courting hard. And reports say that her husband strongly encouraged her to wear it in the same way that, say, a totalitarian would strongly encourage you to do whatever the heck he wants. Anyway, this is nothing new. Let's face it. DeSantis type men have been throwing their bullshit on the backs of women since the dawn of the patriarchy. Hashtag not all men. Anyway, political fashion statements are nothing new. There was red hats, brown shirts, black shirts, swastikas. These are all far right symbols. But boy, do they get teed off when the left does anything of the sort. Do you remember how they all went crazy trying to reclaim the rainbow from the clutches of those who would have us love each other for who we are? Or how utterly, absolutely insane they got. Remember this? When AOC wore a dress among the rich that said tax the rich? Real proud. Wearing a tax the rich dress at a Richie Rich event is not the same as wearing a crush the woke jacket at a crush the woke event. Casey DeSantis would have to do something, more in line with her Republican values, like perhaps wearing an I Love Guns jacket to a shooting victims memorial. Wouldn't put it past him. AOC's dress got the MAGA publicans insane. Or should we call them Republica MAGAs? I don't know. But they all got whipped up in a massive frenzy over the potential escape into public consciousness that we might actually want to tax those people who are making more money than the GDP of other actual nation states. Little history. According to history, FDR had the courage to levy a 90% tax on people at the very top income bracket, not on their whole earnings. Calm down in case you thought you were going to get there in this lifetime and that some Democrat was going to take it all away. No, that's just another lie that we are all being fed by the right-wing propaganda machine. No, the 90% tax was on whatever these people earned above a certain ungodly amount. Say, if it was today, maybe $50 million a year. Does anyone need to sit on or earn more than $50 million a year? I said a year, not a lifetime. No, no one does. By the way, decades of prosperity ensued as both Republican and Democratic administrations upheld this tax structure. Decades, baby, until St. Reagan dropped it to 27% and the middle class began the 42-year-long collapse that we are hopefully reaching the bottom of right now before we can bounce back up. I hope, maybe. Please vote blue and then push those people to do the right things. Now, why is taxing at this rate good? Why is it good? Why is it necessary? What good would it do? It's not just about bringing in revenue for a government that occasionally goes crazy printing its own money anyway. No, the main benefit of raising the top personal income tax bracket back to what Tom Hartman called the nosebleed levels is it causes people who can essentially determine their own paychecks, CEOs, business owners, to actually restrain themselves from draining the corporate coffers just to buy that new extra private island that's going to be drowned by climate change pretty soon anyway. So instead of wasting money that could be used to stop the suffering of others, CEOs and business owners would take income up to the top edge of wherever they were allowed in their tax bracket and then leave the rest in the company, which then prevents massive levels of inequality. Since CEOs would only be making about, if it was the same as FDR times, 30 times what their employees are making, that's it. Income inequality would be at least held within the 30 times limit. Is 30 times enough for these folks to finally fill in that big, gaping, empty hole inside? Is it enough for them to fool themselves that they're better than other people? Is it? Because some of them, I think that's what's going on. I'm not against people being rich and having money, but I am upset. I am against the obscene hoarding of wealth while other people suffer needlessly. Anyway, the tax would force them to do something nice with their money, like maybe, I don't know, fund a public library or two, like the Rockefellers did, in order to take that tax cut. Public service actually does fill up that gaping hole that greed and avarice never does. Never does, just makes it bigger. So a tax structure might just save these affluenza-stricken hungry ghosts from their own insanities. By the way, that money that gets left in the company can then drive innovation. You could treat workers better by giving them benefits and making them want to stay at the job, or lower the prices of the goods and services that you are creating. Perhaps if Apple did this, maybe I wouldn't have to pay $40 every time I got a new computer for every single cord. Every time I get any new piece of equipment, any phone, you got to buy cords and headsets because the ones from the last one don't work. And boy, it's funny how you can buy one for 18 cents on the internet, but Apple's, if you really want them to work properly, are $40. Okay, don't get me started on gouging. I will gouge you with rhetoric. Anyway, if they can't figure a way to be good to people or do a social good by innovating with that money, something like that, then it can be taxed by the government under corporate taxes that we should also collect at a much, much higher rate and definitely actually collect them. And if they can't, if they can't figure out what to do with their money, the government can take it and build roads, bridges, and the infrastructure that the company relies on to do its business. Sound good? I think so. You're watching the Political Voices Network. I'm Julianna Forlano. Follow this channel wherever you're watching. Follow this lady. I'm all over the place. And share this with the MAGA whose head you'd like to get some ideas into just to see the look on their face. Thanks for watching and keep coming back.